how important it was to fast pay in game number one, that Gragas splitting apart tribes so many times, but instead they
Pretty
say you
big,
can have.
pretty beefy teams. You know what? We're going to be diving into it regardless. We are finally
If she's
jumping.
ahead, she can. If
She
she's
can, yeah,
ahead,
if
she can.
she's
It
ahead,
relies on
yes.
the early game.
If it's even, Steven, then no. Even then is going to be a little
No.
bit too much. But we'll see. As we're now finally diving, ladies and gentlemen, into our final game of the day. We go into game 3 for the side of Fast Play Wildcats up against Team Tribe. As we're going to have a little bit of an invade coming out from the Wildcats, but it seemed like we had something pretty similar for Tribe. They're not going to invade, though, but they're going to go for the bottom side of the map. They're not going to take any chances of an engage. It's going to be an easy blue coming the way of Emperor Duck. So, no biggie. Very chill and laid back early game, like almost every single game of this BO3 series, actually.
I love this invade actually with Lee Sin onto the red buff here against Tribe. You actually get that advantage onto the red buff onto Lee Sin, then coming over to the first scuttles, you've got that advantage with the red buff over the enemy side. But unfortunately for Lee Sin, it will be now the Ola spotting that maybe call out onto the enemy red buff, going to do it themselves and be able to take that one away and keep that advantage over contesting as Scuttle's still alive, as Emperor Duck will be able to, with the help of Leon, be able to pick that one up.
Count Hopeless is really hopeless in that one, I could say. That was an easy pun, but he's going to have to move away, flash out. And he's just been missing every single minion. Well, not really missing. He's been denied every single minion, I should say. And that's going to be an instant turret. Cross-mapping, of course, coming out from the side of Wildcats. So they're going to be trading that of equal value. Count Hopeless, I'm surprised he's giving it a shot there on the bottom side. He was trying for a few seconds. That's the second plate picked up. And the tower should be falling very soon. I believe first tower might be coming away of Wildcats. It's already down to 200, 100, 75, 30. And there you go. It drops down. First tower going their way. But it's going to be very closely traded and followed up by Tribe. So, no big surprise. As you said, it's something very, very typical in this current meta of Wild Rift. It is going to be adjusted and fixed in the future. It's been said by many devs in the Wild Rift, in the right dev team. But as of right now, this is what we got to deal with.
Yeah, this is exactly it. We saw it, we've had that before when we used to cast BG, where I used to trade towers, but got to see it now, got to have it changed, got to have it ready for the future competition. But as you say now, I think just trading away, it almost does feel still after this early initial turret knock, that it still goes back to a normal scenario-ish of play here in the Wild Rift. You see teams reset, the duos go back to the duo lane in the dragon side, the solos go back to the solo lane in our solo side for most parts, but optionally, they do also have a time to just actually trade out the second outer turret. Gragas now going to try his luck though this time again on the top side against Desire and the Alistar. Maybe find some more luck to take out these minions and deny this turret from going down.
Yep, just a few hits from Doom, trying to hit it. There you go. A few feathers going forward. Just trying to hit that wave, crash into tower. So far, the gold lead also is going to be just a hefty 600 going away of the Wildcats, so really nothing substantial. That's where things can start changing when you pick up a first blood or a few towers, but because they're both traded towers, the gold lead is very, very minimal. Actually down to nothing. You just had an extra bunch of gold going away of Tribe, and now is exactly similar, just a few golds difference. But I'm looking at this late game stage, right? I'm looking at these compositions. I'm looking especially for the side of Tribe. They're not a great late game team composition by default. They're great late game team composition if they are able to scale early game, if they're able to find frags, which as of right now, they were not able to do so. So the next fight that they take, the first fight they take, is going to be, in my opinion at least, the reason if they win or lose this game. Because if they have this composition fall behind, it is going to be so hard on them to potentially stay relevant unless some big CC combos happen.
And you see, even look at the spells in the hands of Darius and Olaf here as well, going for that speed buff in those team fights, being able to dive upon that Kai'Sa, be able to dive upon that Zed and deny them that chance to do the damage in the fight to get those early picks that they need. It is going to be crucially as well that Cloud Dragon, which will all be about that movement speed. If Fast Pay Wildcats can steal this away, it's going to make them stronger in a disengage tool against the strong engage that they look to come out against from the side of Tribe.
Slow resets from both teams. The Corki's going to be missing. The Gragas going to be missing. I think that there was a little bit of a misplay on the timing. There you go. Great engage coming out from this. Darius going to get himself some double grab. Unfortunately for them, that's going to be the dive coming out from the Kai'Sa. A little bit too far though, but she's still going to be staying rather relevant. Kadze looking so healthy, almost full HP, despite going into the entire enemy team. Tribe are falling down like flies. And she just keeps on chasing on top of Doom. Doom extremely low. Katsin might be able to follow that one up entirely. Can he hit it? Oh, he's able to get it, but Doom will survive with just a slither of HP. But Lee Sin, though, does not want to let anyone survive it, but he's going to not survive himself. Oh my god, the luck! I don't know if this is luck or if it's just great plays on Tribe, but 2 players able to survive. It was like just 5 to 10 HP. That was a clutch one from Tribe.
The IQ there to keep themselves alive, but it will be still Emperor Duck to now start this streak. Tribe still look for it with 4 picks. Now on to that dragon. So you see now the side of Fast Pay Wildcats looking to contest. They won't be able to steal this one away. It will go over to Tribe and they will just dip on back out of there. Reset in that first dragon crucially goes over to the side of Tribe, meaning that their engagement just now gets even scarier and even stronger. Going now into the Rift Tail later on, but Lee Sin looks to try to take Olaf down.
Yep, they go long dive, deep dive coming out. Gonna get stunned up. OP's in a pretty bad spot. Can he jump out? Oh, the barrier and also the Unbreakable from Flankton will keep him barely alive. But Leon, he's looking hungry for frags. Going to go for the grab into the Z. And now taking quite a lot of damage. And the dunk comes out and he's going to be bleeding very soon to his death, I do believe. Picked up actually by Snitch. And this is going to be their second kill. They're looking for more. They're looking for a third and they will be able to find it. And Leon, I've seen him many times on his stream. When he gets the Darius up ahead, he is unstoppable. And right now, he is looking amazing in Game 3.
First turret already goes down. That means the entrances through the side lanes into the mid will now be even easier as they set up for this Rift Tails. We'll be able to take it clean away from the side of Fast Pay Wildcats, and then from there be able to push out these lanes, reset, and get back up with the vision game for about a second dragon.
Off to a good start. Though it's still not too far ahead for the side of Tribe. He got himself a small goalie currently in about just over 2,000. So it's not big. But now Snitch can hear it currently in the audio queue. He is ready for the next fight. He's got his ultimate ready to go anytime. He's going to be making his way actually towards Gragas. Can hopefully do it. Has not been doing too well this game. He's been struggling quite a bit. Suddenly engaged upon. The CC to the table is going to be huge. He could just... he misses the ultimate. No, that's so unfortunate. And without a flash to play off with, he is not going to be using it. And he is going to be going down. Snitch, that was the easiest kill pickup I have ever seen for a Corki at this stage of the game.
It just feels like a different fast-paced Wildcats here, Max, man. They're not able to put out the dominance that they showed against Tribe in game number 1. Tribe just reading them like a book in his rasp, but Doom now goes low.
That's going to be huge coming out from also Leon. Gave himself a double man grab. The slow is going to be applied pretty heavily. Lee Sin, though, going for the backside. Kai'Sa, though, in the brain. She's going to have to flash away to safety, but is she going to be safe? No, she's not. Engaged, and she gets on, dunked on forward. Double frag going away of the Olaf. And his turret is not looking pretty safe, I would say, as it might just go down in the next few seconds.
You see the second tier turret already down. The Rift Tail won't even be needed here before that charge come through. They will now instead try to look for that pick on Gandalf. Goodbye, Gandalf the Grey. Needs to be back as Gandalf the White on that respawn. Meanwhile, Shelly takes down the third shot now onto that third tier turret. As it will be Tribe. Reset here. That Infernal Dragon here, crucially as well, the second dragon up, Max, man. And if they grab this one up, it's already looking so dire. They're already even 6,000 gold ahead of Fast Pay Wildcats here.
One fight, 2 turrets. That's all you have to really say, Highland. And that amount of gold, nonetheless, is super worth it. But now they just cracked open the entire enemy jungle. They can go anywhere they want. And I'm looking at the vision game. Even though they've been losing a lot, the vision game from Wildcats is actually not that bad. Especially to the topside river, they got a lot of information. But the topside river doesn't matter too much because the bot-side river is where the Drake currently is. And it's going to be an infernal one. So you need vision right now in that position, especially when Zed and Lee Sin are not on that side of the map because it spawns in the next 30 seconds. If they lose this one twice in a row, especially in Infernal when Tribe are ahead, this is not going to be looking pretty for Wildcats, so they need to play strong. They need to play around this Drake pit, or otherwise they might be losing this entire game based purely off of that.
We need to get the Zed in here as well. Be able to find that pick crucially onto either that Corki or onto that Xayah immediately in this fight to now then take away the damage potential from Tribe, or at least be able to the help of Kai'Sa and co to do so. But Kai'Sa, all meanwhile, just trying to get as much gold in their pockets right now as this dragon will come up. But a vision has already been given away on Fast Pay, and they know that they're here.
Gonna be using Sweeper. There's no ward put down just yet. Alistar gonna get popped up. They know exactly where he is. Zed, though, said he wanted to see him in a fight, and he's gonna be joining the party indeed. They're gonna be collapsing slowly and surely on top of the Kai'Sa. A little bit too deep, though, coming out from this Corki. He's gonna have to be very cautious. Will be able to survive the encounter, but they're all slowly going solo Tribe. Most of their players currently down to 50% HP, and they are still trying to take down this Infernal Drake. They're able to take it, and Snitch, thanks to also that Golden Boy, he's gonna be able to survive the entire encounter. But I think that was a big Glacial Fissure from the Braum, hitting a 3-man. Sure, Alistar goes down. He gets himself a knockup before going down himself. And the Drake gets secured and secured away by the Olaf nonetheless. As Darius, Leon a little bit too deep will go down. But they get the Drake, which is still super worth it for the entirety of Tribe.
It's not a clean fight. You saw the ultis be used at the start by fast-paced Wildcats, but instead they weren't able to find picks. Zed went in a little bit too quick, a little bit too deep, actually. Could have maybe stayed alive to provide some more pressure, provide more sight for the rest of fast-paced to be able to join in on that fight, be able to then make it 2 members. And from there, they actually might have been able to find Snitch if they had been more cohesive as a team. And you mentioned because Zed went down so early, they're able then, with Snitch still alive, be able to rush that dragon down. They keep their lead alive. They keep now the second dragon objective advantage. With that Baron coming up, with the Cloud Drake, with the damage buff, that's a scary rush team that's going to look to just obliterate you with that bonus damage.
And also, Snitch played really well in the Stasis enchant. We talked about him having to buy it because he is playing against the Zed and he bought in. That's the reason why he survived the last encounter. So overall, I got to say, Snitch, he's not only making a statement that he's a really good mid laner, I think he's making a statement here of potentially being one of the best, if not the best EU mid laner currently. But we haven't seen all the matches. We're intrigued to see how Tribe can fare up against the other teams. The Wildcats, they're not done just yet. They still got some fighting to give straight back as the ultimate spawns actually for the side of Corki in the base. So he's going to go straight on back. And because they do not have that information, Wildcats are not going to be able to do anything up against it. As Corki gets it, and he is ready to engage very soon. In terms of the items, nothing out of the ordinary. No out of the ordinary builds whatsoever. So we are slowly going to be going to a stalemate until the next fight happens, as we're waiting for Darius and the Kai'Sa to join the party.
And you see those crucial 2 stasises even on Desire as well. There's no way that this Zed at this point being behind, being not able to execute now any of these carries with the stasis enchant. It's going to be really just a sad composition and a sad time for this Zed to be able to try do anything in these fights without some major help from his teammates. Being so far behind, the assassin potential just is not there. Even the Alistar just going to sit there and tank up all the damage as it clear the vision away for his Baron and look around for potential of this fight, this tier 1 turret up in his top lane, the final tier 1 turret to go down in the game.
I think the OPC forgot there was a minion there and he was trying to maybe jump right on top of the Corki, but Corki is just way too mobile also, so that's going to be a pretty hard one to hit for the Lee Sin. And it seemed like they're just going to naturally give up that tower in the top side, which I think is good respect coming out from Wildcats. They know Zed is currently not in that position. We talked about how good he is at split pushing, so they're going to use him exactly for that. And Wildcats are just going to give that tower for free, which I think is a good thing. I think that was a good call to do here, Highland.
I think it is a good call to do. They open, though, decide for Tribe more access into the jungle, and they're just actually going to zone away fast-paced Wildcats and take a tier 2 as well. And that's going to open up major space for his Baron now to reset and go in, but Darius jumps in instead.
The instant the tower falls, that's going to be the Corki dashing out the damage. Glanton going to go for the Glacial Fissure, connects mainly on top of the Alistar, which is not your main target, but still allows peeling and breathing space for your team, as we lose already an extra player. That's going to be the end. The full-on dive from Tribe is coming on through, and they are falling like flies. Wildcats get taken down as a 4-man squad. The GA still gets procced on the Olaf, but he's able to survive, and now last second, the Zed's going to teleport back to base, but 1v4, and now the teleport coming out also from the final player. That's going to be the Darius joining up on the fight. Even though he's got the backboard buff, this is not going to matter, as they finally kill onto the Zed. They get the ace, and this will be the series going 2-1 in favor of Tribe Gaming versus the fast-paced Wildcats.
Tribe just obliterate their way through all 3 turrets in that top lane and take the victory off of fast-paced Wildcats and steal the hopes and dreams of that being a victory in the series for them, albeit they did at least Vomax take that first game, so at least they still earn 1 point going into through these group stages at least.
There's nothing really much to say. Tribe were just dominating from the very, very early stages. And Snitch 10 and 0. God damn, that's back-to-back MVP, baby. What are you going to do against this guy? I've been watching his stream quite a bit, and I got to say, he's also does some really educational content for you guys out there. So if you're